Talk about Real Housewives of Miami. Zach, what were your thoughts on this cast?
Let me see. I don't feel like I have a strong feeling on the. I mean, like Guerdy is going through a lot, so I mean that moment, where she talks about her breast cancer is like, I don't even know her, and I'm like, oh my god, this is hard to watch. Like that was like a real genuine moment, which was like, I don't feel like I've ever experienced that in a reality television show, mostly because like these people are themselves and like they actually, I mean, they're getting robbed, they're doing movies, they're going to jail apparently, and they can get cancer, and like it's reality is seeping in, and so you definitely feel for her there. So that was kind of the main thing. Like, I don't know, there's the gay brunch, might have been fun. We didn't see a ton of that. Let me see. Larsa likes her husband. It was mostly Guerdy. I guess that was like the centerpiece of this.
Yeah, definitely. I thought like Guerdy obviously is the most like emotionally compelling piece of this entire episode. I thought that the way that it was presented, I don't know how I felt about how it was like cut together, because it, like you said, it was very emotional and very like real. The way that it was kind of intercut with the brunch where they were speculating about, what's going on with Guerdy and her health. I could have probably done with that being treated another way. It was just like too adjacent to a very like emotionally weighted conversation. And, I actually think that Bravo typically, when they are dealing with heavy subject matter, they do a fairly good job of handling it. And this was, I don't know, it definitely like, because of the proximity of the scene where they're, speculating on Guerdy's, like what's going on. And someone is like, oh, I hope it's not something with her health. And then, immediately getting this reveal. I thought that, it almost played too much as a plot point.
They're definitely going in hard on the irony, right? Like what you just said. And then like at the end with her fight with who is it?
Larsa.
Larsa. Yeah. Like she doesn't reveal why she's sad. And Larsa's just like, should I cry too? It's like, if you just knew, like, and like, it's like next episode, I'm sure we're going to get that reveal, but it's like, they're definitely playing with the irony of like, of people not knowing, which might be a little callous for breast cancer.
Yeah. And I think like, so they did release a preview of like the first 7 minutes of the next episode. Oh, okay. And so I do think that reveal's out there. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen just, the reaction on social media. Right. And it seems like Larsa does not have a very comforting response to it. It could be that the scene that we got prior to that was trying to like foreshadow this, this perspective that some of the women are going to have over the course of the season towards Guerdy as a result of this. I'm curious to see how this all plays out.
Yeah.
Sandy, what were your highlights from?
Yeah. I was just going to build on the, like the Guerdy and Larsa thing. Like Larsa really came off as an asshole in that last scene. And it honestly was hard to watch because, like I wouldn't have told her either if she's talking to me like that. So it felt very real. And I'm not a Larsa fan. I don't know what the general population thinks of her. I think they think she shouldn't be dating a younger man, which I don't have a comment on that. I don't care about that. But anyway, well, she didn't seem like a great friend.
I think the criticism of Larsa's relationship isn't like so much about the age difference. It's that it's Michael Jordan's son, and she was previously
what the fuck?
Like she was previously married to Scottie Pippen, who was Michael Jordan's line mate on the Bulls. So I think that's where a lot of the
amazing.
criticism is.
Someone said that
It's
in one of those,
kind of iconic.
Yeah, I support that. I don't have a problem with that. One of those little clips said something like, "This child that you used to babysit," and I don't know if that was used rhetorically or actually. But if actual, then that's even more iconic. She gives me a bad vibe though. So anyway, and then I was on a very much more superficial criticism of those two scenes being cut together, the brunch and the happy hour. How is a brunch and a happy hour happening at the same time? It's who has messed up their times very badly, or it's not happening at the same time. And thus why do this whole thing where it seems like it's happening at the same time? So that annoyed me.
Because it's cool. Because it's storytelling, it kind of impressed me. I was like, I've never seen I don't think I've seen two conversations so perfectly intercut where it's kind of like the thoughts lead to each other, with what they're talking about. So it did, like I said, Miami, the people who are making that show are going fucking hard. God, all the light, the color effects and the transitions and stuff.
I feel like that's mandatory for Miami. That was it's like CSI Miami. So much color.
They need to start with the same song where he takes off his sunglasses. Or I was like, is that the Who or is that? Probably Bob O'Reilly. Is it Bob O'Reilly? Anyway,
I think it's Bob O'Reilly on the Miami one. They're all different Who songs, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think we covered most of what I wanted to talk about with Miami as well. I really the other thing that I wanted to talk about was Adriana, when she's talking about Todd and Alexia's relationship and this party that they were at. I just love what Adriana does. She does not give a fuck. She is all about the housewife game. She doesn't give a shit who she's gonna piss off or poke and prod. She just wants to stir shit up, and I love it. I think for her to be like, "Oh, Todd, it looks like you and Alexia are going to have to set some time to work on your relationship or something like that." That is one thing. That is that is great, housewife ship, but then to bring that back to a group, just put it out there that she said it and release that information and just not give a shit about who sends it back to Alexia. She just wants it out there. She wants to cause chaos, and I love it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do we believe it? Do we believe Todd said right on the nose?
Yeah. There's no way that he said right on the nose. It's definitely bullshit. But the fact that she is so confidently sowing chaos, and she just kind of made peace with Alexia by showing up at a brunch waving a white flag of surrender, and then to immediately come and commit an act of war is so brazen.
Yeah, she's good. She deserves to be a full housewife. Yeah,
totally. I think that about covers it. Did you guys have any other final thoughts on Miami?
One other thing is I am super into a housewife being overly obsessed with their new partner. So I love that for Larsa, especially because I'm not a huge fan of her. So she's having a welcome back party after he was gone for a week. And this is giving me Sheena with Rob, whatever his name was, vibes from Vanderpump. So I'm excited for that.
I wonder how fast that Michael Jordan's son can put up a TV.
We'll have to find
7
out.
minutes.
I'm sure it's 6.